An MSNBC host kind of said the quiet part out loud about illegal immigration and voting. It's really interesting. Take a look.
So let me ask you, Sahil, just a follow-up question. Again, forgive me for being slow here, but it's just what I do. If it's already against the law for people who aren't American citizens to vote in elections, then why would the Democrats oppose the bill? What do they say the harm is in this bill? It basically just repeats what the law already is.
Yeah, it repeats what the law already is, but it creates some new burdens to go and register to vote. For instance, you need a passport. You might need a birth certificate. A lot of people don't have those documents readily on them, and the idea is it could disenfranchise them. The Democrats argue that this is a solution in search of a problem, that there's no problem here. You already have to attest under severe criminal penalties that you're a citizen in order to register anywhere, and states can set different laws as they please. This would set a nationwide standard, Democrats argue. But Republicans are happy to tout this issue. If you simply poll, should there be requirements like this, proof of citizenship to vote, many Republicans see that as a winning issue, and they've passed this bill through the House of Representatives already, Joe. The question is, do they want to pick this fight in the context of a government funding standoff?
New burdens to vote, like proving you're a citizen of the United States. That's tough. That's really hard. And as Democrats have pointed out, minorities are just so bad at getting IDs. I don't know what it is, but somehow minorities just aren't capable of going to the DMV and getting an ID, which is just it's offensive. Like, it really is offensive. Like, you literally have a party where 85% of the black population identifies with this party, and you're looking them in the eyes and you're saying you are not capable of getting an ID. You're not. White Americans, white Americans could do it, no problem. It's easy for them. But black Americans, never going to happen. So offensive, so unbelievably offensive. It's crazy that anyone would vote for Democrat after saying that. So again, let's just review. If I have say I have a 4-year-old son, and I want to take him on my cruise with my wife and I to Jamaica, we have to get a passport because he's leaving the country. It's not really so much about going to Jamaica. I'm sure they would like having us there, so we'll spend our money there. But it's about coming back to the United States. We have to have a passport to come back, right? But the 40-year-old illegal immigrants from Mexico living next to me don't have to have one in order to just vote for president. They could vote for president. They could vote for, the local leaders in their state. Or better yet, why can't the lady down the street from me go get an ID to vote? Who is a citizen? She's a citizen. But you're telling me that a 4-year-old has to get a passport to come back in the country, but an actual citizen of the United States doesn't just have to get an ID to go vote. And seriously, what's stopping her? And by the way, in this analogy, the 4-year-old son going to Jamaica, way less important than someone actually voting. Like, honestly, like someone leaving the country and coming back, it's important. It's really important. I'm not saying it's not. Again, I'm not anti-passport, but someone actually voting in your election is, in the greatest nation on earth, something that's going to affect not just America, but the whole world, is a much bigger deal. So here's the question, and I have to get to the bottom of this because people aren't talking about this enough. Why do Democrats not want IDs? This is something I'm huge on, but we can talk all day long about these bad things that people are doing. But if there's no incentives behind them, then the argument is it's just complaining. You're just complaining at that point, and I don't really think you know what you're talking about. And frankly, this happens way too often on the right. People are complaining about something. It's a legit issue. I'm not saying, people don't complain about good things, but if you can't identify the incentive behind it, you're just blowing smoke. And so what is the incentive for Democrats to push not having IDs? Because there is a reason, and I actually don't believe it's because they want illegals to vote. I don't think it is. There's not a lot of evidence that there are tons of illegal immigrants voting. And as I said, it's really not, the problem is not that illegal immigrants are going to vote, it's that they're going to have children in the United States who will then be citizens and will vote Democrat. That's a discussion for another day, but that's why Democrats want illegal immigrants in our country. But the question is, why would they not want IDs right now? And again, I don't think it's that. It just really doesn't happen that much. There's just not that many Mexican immigrants who come here and they're like, I know, I'm going to go try to vote. It just doesn't happen. So, but there is a reason. And what the reason is that they want to ballot harvest. And they can't do that if someone has to show up with an ID to an in-person ballot. If you have to go in person, show an ID, there's no ballot harvesting. And if you don't know what ballot harvesting is, it's when you go to someone's door, because there's mail-in ballots. You're a Democrat, you knock on the door, or a Republican could do it as well, they just don't do it. And they knock on the door, And they say, oh, do you have your ballot? And they say, oh, yeah, I think that got mailed to me. I say, awesome. Who are you thinking of voting for? And they say, I don't know. I was thinking of voting for Kamala Harris. Awesome. I'm actually just delivering them. You want to just go fill in that and sign your name really quick, and I'll just go deliver it for you. And they go, oh, my gosh, that's so easy. Awesome. Let's do it. And if they're saying, oh, I think I'm going to vote for Trump, then they'll obviously try to pitch you to vote for Kamala Harris. So in other words, it's not convince someone. It is a little bit about convincing people, but more than that, it is about turnout. And turnout is what is rarely talked about, but turnout wins elections. They want to be able to go door to door and tell people who to vote for and then take their ballot and deliver it for them. Democrats are so good at this. It's why they win elections. For whatever reason, Republicans don't do this. The one time that I know Republicans did this, and they did it very effectively, was in Florida. Ron DeSantis specifically said, okay, if they're going to do that crap, because it is legal, by the way, this is not an illegal thing. Ron DeSantis said, if they're going to go do that crap, we're going to do this crap. And as soon as Republicans actually did it, we saw in Florida a red wave that happened nowhere else. And it's because Republicans have to play by those same rules. They're super intense. They're super smart about these things, the Democrats. And again, it's legal, but Republicans are fighting to make it illegal, which is great. But in the meantime, we have to play by those same rules in order to win elections. And then finally, when we win elections, like, actually having the House and the Senate, then you can pass voter ID laws and it won't be necessary anymore. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please go down below, comment, like, and subscribe, and watch another video.